Hello, darlings, it's me, Karen. Stonecutter, of course. I suppose you'd like to know how my night's been. Well, it's been rather a disaster, my dears, quite unlike what I was wanting. I thought I was throwing a very acceptable party, until somebody had the audacity to ruin it by murdering my boss's father, the old boss, Jansen Brefford Sr. Naturally, the away team were assigned to the case, and we conducted a very thorough and completely by-the-book investigation. Except for Frankie. He got drunk and convinced himself he'd done it. Ridiculous, of course. He's a sweetheart who'd never hurt a fly, and anyway, when I discovered poor Stephen Charity had been murdered at his desk, I thought my night couldn't get much worse. Until I was captured by the mastermind herself, my very best work friend Barb from accounts. She used some kind of magic to pretend to be me, and tried to pin the whole thing on the Countess Celestia von Angelus, that foreign lady, you know, from Toff. Only that backfired because it turns out that the Countess was an assassin, pretending to be somebody else too. Schemes within schemes, I suppose. Flynn and I took her on to save Barb, and I must say we did pretty well. Only now poor Idopher's missing. Oh, I do hope he's all right. I suppose this is just another day at the office for us now. Oh, dear.
Kia ora everybody, and welcome to the terrible adventures of the Jansen Brefford's Parchment Company. My name is Penny DM, because I am your DM. And when I was a kid, I wasted a hairdresser's time for like 6 hours because I was like, I want to look like Bart Simpson. And then they ended up shaving my whole head, and then I cried.
Oh, no. My hairdresser does that? Penny!
I remember looking in the mirror and being like, that's it. That's all I remember.
Extremely good. Hi, I'm Poppy. I play Idopher, the Tiefling. And these guys were all like, oh, I've got a fun hairstyle story, but I don't. My hair's always just been, like, I just do hair. It's just hair. Who's next?
My hair's just here. Hi, I'm Nate. I play Flynnvar the Halfling Bard, and I've got quite a few bad hair stories, but my favourite one is that back when it was cool, I got my auntie for my birthday to pay $200 for me to sit in a chair for 2 hours to get a perm. And then after 2 hours, it just fell out because my hair was so straight.
Oh yeah.
No!
Don't even think about me, it was so straight.
$200. My name is Liz, and I play your favourite dwarf barbarian, Karen, and I also have a lot of very funny bad haircut stories because when I was a teenager, instead of getting acne, I got really frizzy hair. So my entirety of my teenage years was really bad, just a really bad hair day, but Penny actually reminded me that when I was about 5 or 6 years old, I had a fringe that was so big and so thick that I wanted it cut really short. So I accidentally got baby bangs in like 1998.
So you're gonna have to define for me what baby bangs are.
Like this big.
Yeah.
Like about 1 centimetre long on my forehead. They stuck straight out.
Oh no.
I'm Stephanie and I play Frankie. Being African American, I have a lot of, hair stories. One is probably when I was in like high school, and you remember when that mousse that came out that would like lighten your hair slowly? I decided to use that, but I only put it at like the tips of my hair, and it only went like from like black to orange.
Oh,
and I had just orange hair, but like black roots, and I'm like, this is cool, right? It wasn't.
Guy Fieri.
Dark hair is so hard to dye.
God, it is.
I feel all of your pain except for you, Poppy. Your hair looks fantastic today, and I imagine it always has. So, Flynnvar, you're sitting in a one-on-one situation in a side office, just finishing up an interview with a guard. So, people are saying there was some kind of, he checks his notes, some kind of devil angel, is that right?
So I was just thinking about how truthful to be. But yeah, look,
Everyone saw her.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we were trying to help out our boss, and this countess that came as like the dead guy's like date turned out to be this thing. She flew. That's not natural.
What happened to her?
She flew away. she stabbed Barb. We rushed down to like try and like help Barb. Don't know why we did that. You know, we're not that upper management, but you know, we're good people, important in the company, I'd say, and you know, we care about our family. Startle her away. Do our best. We're quite. Our company's a family. But yeah, we cornered her basically, or we thought the countess downstairs, but then she just terrified us all, and then she had wings and she melded into shadows.
You're awfully lucky that no one was killed. That fits the description of a legendary assassin that we've been hunting for years. She pops up in the city once in a while. We've never managed to catch her, so you're all very lucky that you weren't killed today.
Oh my god, my colleague had a crush on her. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Still does, buddy.
We have Barbara Oakfell in custody. She doesn't seem to have any stab wounds on her right now, so you must be mistaken when you say that she got stabbed, because she seems fine.
Thank God.
But anyway, look, Cassie vouched for you. She said you're a good person, so I trust your word. I mentioned that in the commotion you saw something that you thought that you saw. She does have the assassin, the ink armor assassin, whatever she's called. She does have that effect on people, so if you do ever see her again, please call us, because we've been hunting her for a long time. There's a fairly large bounty attached to her head.
Oh, I'm just glad we didn't piss our pants, you know, like we will definitely call the guards. Oh, if I see that lady again, I'm leaving that area very quickly.
Okay.
So who's got the bounty on her?
The Emperor's Guard. We have some fairly high-level criminals that we put bounties on because they're just too elusive for us to catch. So, it's an incentive for citizens to give tips for them.
Definitely. Well, we've got a really good description of what she looked like, if that would help, and we're happy to share that any other time.
Yeah, thanks. I've got that written down in my notes here, and everyone seems to be given the same story. So, thank you for your service. It's very brave of you to confront that woman. Just don't leave the city for a while. We may have more questions for you.
Cool.
You can go. I'll be interviewing a few more people, but if you think of anything else, feel free to come back in.
Oh, thank you for your service and protecting us.
Flynn, you go out of the room, and you go to the break room, where Frankie and Karen are comforting a sobbing Bolo.
It's all going to be okay, Bolo. Look, Flynn's back now. We can go and look for him. We can find him.
We'll bring him back alive.
Are you sure that, look, the guards aren't going to do anything. They don't do anything when Tieflings go missing. We've warned him so many times that he can't go out by himself at night because Tieflings go missing and nobody does anything.
It's okay. It's okay. We know who to talk to, and we're going to find your son.
I promise. He's a good friend to me.
Thank you, Francis. You're welcome over at my house for dinner whenever you want. I'm going to introduce you to my cat.
I do like cats, yes.
He's sobbing, but he starts pulling out the same drawings that he's shown Jazz and Griffith, and he's like, "Oh, here's him doing a little curl up, and here's him hunting a bird."
Oh, yes, Bolo. Good, very, very nice. Flynn, are we free to go?
Yeah, we just can't leave the city, but as soon, I guess they didn't really know much, so.
Okay.
Just everyone saw the Countess doing a magical thing, so.
Is she?
Apparently, there's a huge bounty on her head, though.
Oh.
Just FYI.
So she's known to the.
Yeah, apparently they've been looking for her, and yeah, the descriptions that were shared for everyone upstairs and us matched it perfectly, and they were like, "Wow, she's this big badass."
Wow, I feel very lucky to have survived the encounter.
Yeah, I'm just surprised she wasn't actually mixed up in it all, really, in the actual. Well, as far as we know, in the actual thing of their boss.
I mean, I I think she must have had some kind of plan, but obviously Barb and Stephen got in there first.
I'm so confused. What happened there?
Oh, Bolo, I'm so sorry. I forgot that you were with Janderson Jr. the whole time. 3 years ago, there was a rather disastrous Christmas party, and I wasn't there. I was at home with my family, but from what I can gather, Janderson Sr. made a pretty disgraceful pass at Barb's daughter, who was then sent away to the hives, and Stephen and the rest of the board and Janderson Sr. himself covered it all up, and Janderson Sr. has been away for the past 3 years, and I suppose that Stephen and Barb just couldn't handle him coming back, so they killed him.
He assaulted a child. What a horrible man. I'm not sure if he deserved to be killed, but here we are.
Justice.
Anyone who does that to a child deserves to be dead.
Well, speaking of which, perhaps we should go and rescue my son.
Yes.
The thing is that tieflings go missing all the time and none of them have been recovered, and I wouldn't know where to start.
Can I just clarify, how did you know who was missing? Just that he wasn't with us, or did you see something from the balcony?
I saw him running away, so I followed him and I was calling out after him, and he ran across the street and jumped a fence, and I'm a halfling, so I couldn't get over the fence, and I was banging on the fence, and he was just running from me, and I could see him through a crack in the fence, and he tripped, and then people came out of the darkness and just grabbed him.
How many people did you see?
It was three. Three humans. They were wearing suspenders and shirt. They looked like gang types.
Oh, okay, yes. I do think we have somewhere to start. Gang types.
And then from the entrance to the room, you hear a voice say, "I can save you some time, if you would like." And you turn around and Friskin is standing in the doorway. You realize that he's now standing at full height. He looks really strong. Before, where he was lazy and kind of slouching all the time. He was kind of doing the Superman thing where he was sort of pretending not to be strong.
I'm Sleepy Clark.
And he looks around to you, says, I've been listening. I would like to come with you. My master has a stake in interrupting the operations of Mr. Marvelous. I know where we can start.
Who's your master? But yes, any help we can get for our friend Idopher would be much obliged.
Yes, please. Friskin, was it?
That's what you can call me for the time being.
Well, that's what you are in our employee records. I make it my business to know everybody's name. Yes, please. We should leave with all due haste. Bolo, will you be okay?
Yeah, thank you, Friskin. You're a very good kitty. I do like to think that I am quite good kitty, yes.
Good kitty.
Good.
I wonder if he likes those fish biscuits.
Idopher, you were knocked out by your own panic. Your body shut down because of your fear. And when you wake up, you are sitting in a cell that looks like it's carved out of solid rock with just one wall of bars. You have all of your possessions stripped from you. You don't have your shirt or your belt or your bracelets. You've just got your pants and your shoes.
Oh, thank God.
And you're sitting in a cell with your hands bound, and there are about 6 or 7 other tieflings of varying ages and colors and genders just sitting, sobbing in the cell with you.
Just quickly, hands bound in front of me or behind me?
In front of you.
In front of me. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
You alright, lad? A female tiefling, probably in her mid-50s, sitting nearby, also with her hands bound, is just sort of looking over you, and she says, You They don't usually bring people in unconscious. Are you okay, boy?
Where am I?
One of the last places you'll ever see.
I'm gonna need more than that.
One of the small tieflings, like probably a young teenager, kind of dressed in rags, looks like maybe they dressed for the slums, pipes up and says, We're in Marvelous's dungeon. This is why they tell us not to go out at night. We're never gonna get out of here. And another one pipes up and also says, yeah, nobody gets out of here. We're all doomed.
And Ido starts crying.
There's a fairly burly tiefling with one arm sitting at the other end and kind of says, I heard that there was a crazy old man managed to escape into the sewers one time. Perhaps there's a entrance to the sewers around here that we could find.
Foreshadowing.
As soon as I hear them mention the old man, my tears almost sucked back into my eyes. I'm like, wait, he was stuck in here? The blind guy?
Well, he wasn't blind when he was in here, but yeah, he, I don't know what he did. Maybe he used his natural magics or something, but he managed to escape and he ended up digging. I heard the guards talking about it. He escaped into the sewers and they never found him.
Oh my god. Alright, well, you guys want to share stories or something? I guess if we're stuck here, I'm assuming we're gonna die. Is that kind of how this works?
You talk fancy, little one. What's your story? I've never seen you around the slums before.
I don't live there. My parents are halflings.
Well, that's interesting.
Well, you'd think so, but not they're pretty standard, eh? There's nothing special about them.
I'm afraid I don't know who's told you what, but your parents are demons, young man.
Oh, well, you know what I mean. My real parents are the demony, you guys. Us. Yeah. But I was adopted, so.
Lucky you.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Oh my god.
And you guys, this is awkward. Tell me more. I have never met other tieflings really. Seen you around, seen you in the newspapers, and usually the bad parts. But we can't all be bad, right? That's not.
No, we're not all bad. My name's Jambro. I am, I guess, a youth leader for the slums. I was trying to keep kids off the streets, but it's hard when there's nothing out there for them. A couple of days ago, I was jogging, and next thing I know, I'm knocked out. I'm here. They said something about harvesting, but nobody who gets taken out of this cell ever comes back.
Did you come here with your arm gone?
Oh yeah, this is an old war injury. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
And as you guys are talking, you hear the jingle of keys, and an armored man walks into the cell, unlocks the cell and opens it, and stands in front of Jambro and says, "Oh." Jambro doesn't make it easy. He, kicks at the shins, but this guy's wearing full body plate armor, and he's kind of prepared for unarmed prisoners to attack him. So he just sort of punches him with a gauntleted hand, and you have to sit there and watch as more guards come in and kind of beat this guy in front of everybody, and eventually pick him up and drag him out of the cell as everyone cries.
I'm gonna grab Jambro's leg as he's being dragged out. I already love this man.
One of the guards, when you reach out, basically just punches you just straight in the head. I rolled an 18 on an attack roll, so you can take damage if you want, or you can just let go.
I feel no, I'm gonna hold on. I'm
Okay.
trying to stop them.
Take 4 damage and roll me a strength check.
Okay. So 17.
Cool. You don't let go and they punch you again. Cool. Take 6 damage.
So 10 in total?
Yep. And roll me another strength check. They're just going to keep hitting you until you let go.
I'll give them one more try. That was an 18.
Yeah.
Shit.
Are you sure you don't want to let go?
You're rolling really well.
Can I, like...
The supervisor comes in and kind of looks around and he's like, you're next. Let go. You're next.
I stand up and I spit at him. I go, yeah, I bet I am.
Jesus.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That is 13.
Cool. Take 6 damage and you're knocked out.
Oh,
Okay.
Ido.
Good night.
And so the last thing that you see is someone wearing like sort of officer's armor, kind of get in your face and tell you that you're next, and you spit at him and he kind of like wipes it from his face, and then he just like straight clocks you in the nose and you just pass out.
Well, I tried.
You did try.
The rest of you, you travel in silence. Everyone's kind of prepping themselves. You can have the benefits of a short rest if you need them, if anybody wants to heal, or I don't think you can get spell slots back on a short rest, but we don't really have time for a long rest if you need one.
How many hit points can I roll?
You can roll up to all of your hit dice if you need them.
Oh, okay.
You just have to have another rest to replenish them as well.
Sure. Okay.
So if anybody wants to reroll hit dice or do anything to prep, for example, like, update your electrum that you have in your inventory.
Do you want me to hand you some, Karen?
Yes, please. That's me. I'm Karen. Karen would quite like to have. So she's got 14 in your bag, and she kind of sidles up to you and she says, "I need. Can I reach into the bag of holding? I need to replenish my stocks." And she's going to pull out 7.
So how many would you have left?
I've got 7 left in the bag of holding, and I've got 7 on my person, and I'll just like stash them in my bag because she's wearing a dress. She's put her little cardigan back on and it's got blood on it.
Yay!
I might also take out some of my elections were just chilling around, but I tuck some into my wrist.
Frankie, how are you doing?
Frank was also going to take some electrum because he used one.
Is there anything that you'd like to prep? I imagine you guys are all real kind of like, quiet, serious, reading yourselves to rescue one of your own. Frankie, are you prepping any inventions or?
Yeah. I'm going to do infusion on my crossbow. So it's now a magical weapon grants +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and it ignores the loading property and crossbow thing. So technically now I don't have to reload it. It's just.
I don't think I've been making you reload it anyway, but the +1 is
I've
nice.
been thinking about it. Okay, we don't reload it.
Is anyone spending their time talking, or you're in a cart that Friskin is driving? There's a fairly big horse on the front of it, and you're all just sort of sitting, waiting while Friskin drives you surprisingly north into the wealthy district, right off sort of like towards the edge of the gate where the larger estates are, and he pulls up outside the gate of a large estate grand mansion. This is where the Tieflings are bought. I don't know what happens to them after they come in here, but I've never seen any come back out again. I'm going to break inside. I would appreciate, and he starts stretching, and he's like, I would appreciate it if you would like to back me up. I saw what you could do in the factory, and while you certainly seem like you could use some practice, it is better than nothing.
And as he says that, Karen pipes up and goes, yes, when we have some time, I'd like to talk to you about that. I just want you to know that this is obviously not discussable in polite company. I have a family, we all do. We can't risk our livelihoods.
Well, where we're going, we're about to risk everything. So you can go home, or you can risk your life for your friend. I will be honest with you, your motivations and my motivations are a little different. I did like Idopher, so I'm going to help you out, but I'm here to do a job. And if you manage to rescue your friend while we are doing so, all the better for you. Friskin hops down from the cart and like pops a claw and basically just like doesn't even bother taking off, just slices his janitor outfit off.
Ooh.
And underneath, you can see that he is wearing like orange monk's robes. And he pulls out a bracelet and snaps it around his wrist, and the bracelet has 3 sort of like half spheres set into it.
Oh.
Okay, I'm stretched. You guys ready?
Yeah, Frankie, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Flynn?
Yeah. I'm gonna summon my sword as we get in, but yeah.
Okay, meet me at the gate. And he runs straight up the perimeter wall and jumps on top and looks down and then just does a flip into the perimeter of the mansion. And so many alarms start to go off.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting it to be like now. Okay.
You hear him kind of like moving through bushes and then he appears outside the gates and he uses one of his claws like in the keyhole of the gate and like twists it and clicks and he's like, keep up if you want to rescue your friend. And then he like turns around and like tears off into the grounds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna run after him. I mean, I don't think I've got the speed of a. Karen falls behind a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a dwarf. They're built for stamina, not for speed. So she's not as fast as the rest of you guys.
Do you guys leave Karen behind, or are you kind of like moving together, or what's your situation?
I'm sticking quite close behind the cat guy as my little legs can.
Yeah, he's not like leaving you guys behind. He's very fast, but like he can kind of like move to cover, wait for you guys, and then move forward to cover as well. And so you guys are moving basically just straight up the main driveway. There's no sneaking here. You guys are just like busting in through the main entrance, and you hear a couple of footsteps come towards you, and 4 guards approach. Quick as lightning, Friskin darts out from behind a fountain and like punches one of them with a closed fist, and then like in the blink of an eye punches him like 4 more times, and he just falls. And each of the 3 remaining guards run towards the 3 of you. How do you deal with them?
I shoot with my crossbow.
Cool. Flynn, what do you do?
As we ran through the gate, I would have summoned my sword because I want it. So I'm just gonna go quick stab parry.
Cool. Karen, how do you deal with yours?
Yeah, I'm going to try and slash at his leggies.
So, not to be outdone by the coolness that is Friskin, thanks to Baxi, the 3 guards approach you. Frankie pulls out his crossbow and like closes one eye to aim and just lets go, and it just hits the dude just square in the forehead, and he just goes straight down.
Sorry, did Frankie just kill a man?
Yeah, Frankie just killed a man.
Frankie.
Well, actually, I should ask you, would you want to incapacitate him, or are you fine just murdering this guy?
I don't think he'd be like shooting to like wound. He'd just be like shooting to stop, and if it kills him, whoops.
Frankie doesn't understand death.
I can do it again if you don't want to go for a kill
that'd be
shot.
fine. I'll just be like shooting, just like stop this guy. Whoops, I killed him.
You landed a bullseye shot in the center of his forehead.
Nice.
Flinvar, are you wounding or are you killing?
I'd say kill because I don't want him to come up behind us eventually.
Nice. So,
efficient.
So Flynn, you using Frankie as a bit of cover, you jump out and you jump into the air and you slash with your sword, and you just straight across the guard's throat, just completely open up his throat, and he falls. Karen, you do a commando roll out from between Frankie's legs, and as you do, your axe like appears in your hands, and you just do a straight slash, and you just completely separate this dude's knees in half. And both of his legs are now pirate-length stumps as he falls and screams, and Friskin turns around and he's like, "Whoa, nice work, you guys are cold-blooded badasses."
Karen is like, well, let's keep going. And she kind of looks behind her as this dude who was just stumpy legs now, writhes around in pain. But there's someone to save and she's running. But she's not comfortable about that.
Just quickly, the dude that Friskin punched, is he dead?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, straight up.
Just curious.
Okay, he punched like throat, groin. So like that guy's just like completely just out of it, or like groin, throat maybe. But yeah, those 4 guards just like instantly get all one shot by the 4 of you. And you know, past the fountain that's like halfway up the driveway, and you're heading up towards the main front door of the mansion, and Friskin stops and his hackles go up and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna need your help with this one." And you can hear barking in the distance.
Oh no! So we've all stopped. Is there grass nearby?
Yep, there is grass nearby.
As Karen hears Friskin say, "I'm going to need your help with this one," she says, "Huh," and she reaches over and pulls a handful of grass out from the lush lawn beside her. She brings it up to her mouth and she starts chewing.
Karen, Friskin's like, "I don't know whether you're trying to intimidate me or not, but it is working."
This is for a reason.
Karen, dogs live here.
I know. I wouldn't do this if I didn't have to.
Okay.
Penny here. A wild live show appears. The Terrible Adventures of the Janison Breford's Parchment Company is going to be doing our very own Twitch live stream on January 2nd. All our players and a few special guests are going to get together for a one-off adventure set in Matt Zemler. Stay tuned or follow our social media for more details. Music credits. Thanks to Patrick Patricios for voices, Bobby Richards for lens and tack, Josh Pan for phase print and ya, and God Mode for whole tone limbo. And as always, thank you to Regan McKinnon for the show's theme song. You can interact with us at facebook.com/Janison Breford's Podcast, and we also have a Twitter at JBPC Podcast, where we post show updates and other cool stuff that we get up to. We love hearing from fans, so please feel free to leave us a message or tag us. You can listen to the show at janisonbreffords.podbean.com, as well as on Spotify, YouTube, Google, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Episode 5 of Who Spiked the Punch will be out on Sunday the 3rd of January, and after that we'll be taking a little break. I'm going to go work on a movie, so I won't be able to edit for a while. Episodes following will likely be out sometime in February. I'll keep you all posted. 2020 has been a hell of a year for many people. So at the end of it, from myself, Nate, Liz, Poppy, and Steph, thank you for being here, listening to our little D&D show. We are all so grateful for every download and every moment that you choose to spend with us. Have a great rest of your year, and please take care of yourselves. All right, back to the show. You wake Idopher to the sound of alarms. There's like a siren going off and a bell as well, as though like both of those alarms are like, who needs both? But like there's a siren and a bell happening. The guards don't seem worried though. You can hear a couple of the other tieflings whispering. No one realizes you're awake here, and you can hear the guards basically being like, don't worry about it, the hounds will deal with it. It's fine, it's probably nothing. And after a few minutes, the guards open the door again, and they walk up to you and pick you up from underneath the arms. Do you let them know that you're awake?
Nope.
Okay. You are dragged very unceremoniously down the hallway and then into I imagine you having your eyes closed.
Yeah, well, like I'm just like peeking out every now and then.
So you're being dragged through like a dug tunnel, like basically through solid rock, into an area where suddenly the floor is tiled and the walls are all smooth and it's got that like sterile, clean feel to it. And you open your eyes and you're in kind of like what looks like a medical room. Roll me a perception check.
Oh god. No, that's a 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
You haven't, what you can see, there are stacks of jars with green eyes in them, just kind of like sitting out in front of you. Like there's like small jars, and each of them has like a single electric green eye in it. And you take a moment to realize that like those are the same color as my eyes. Those are the same color as every tiefling I know's eyes. And then you take a second to connect that to the blind tiefling that you met in the sewers, and you're suddenly really frightened by what's about to happen to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! We're coming for you, Idopher.
You can feel a really intense heat coming from sort of like behind you to the side, but you rolled a natural 1 on perception, so like you don't know what it is.
Okay.
You guys. You are running towards the front, and you smell sulfur, and you hear barking, and 2 hellhounds. 2 demonic dogs rush in from the side, and one of them like tackles Friskin, and just like sort of takes him out, and Friskin's like, no, it doesn't take him out, just kind of like knocks him over, and Friskin's like wrestling, and the other hellhound approaches you growling and, you know, making eye contact. Everybody roll me initiative.
I was secretly very happy that the hellhounds, because he didn't want to hurt like normal dogs. He doesn't care about potential people traffickers, but...
Normal dog.
17?
16, Frankie.
And a 13 for Karen. Question. Is a hellhound classified as a beast?
Yes. The first hellhound already had its turn. It was the one that grappled Friskin. Flynn, you are next. There is a hellhound rapidly approaching you.
Could I instead use my halfling nimbleness to like sneak behind the one behind these guys and go for the one that Friskin's with?
It's kind of just approaching the 3 of you. It's got eyes on you, and it is a dog, so like it would be really hard to stealth a dog that's seen you because of their sense of smell.
Oh, I want to ignore the one that's going for us and then just quickly finish off the one that's with Friskin and busy with them.
Cool, so you're going to go over and do what to the one that's working with Friskin?
A downward like stab, but from behind it.
Okay, cool, so you're going to roll me an attack roll with advantage, and I'll give you advantage because it is currently engaged with Friskin.
So that's 12.
The armor class is apparently 15, so no, you run up and you
scratch its back.
Yeah, you run up and you attempt to slash at it, but you're being a little careful because you don't want to hit Friskin, and you kind of just like hit it on like a place where it kind of deflects your sword. You don't get the sharp bit, you just get the flat bit.
Okay, nice doggy.
Next up is Frankie.
What I'm going to do first, I'll bonus action cast a spell Arcane Weapon.
Cool. What does that do?
So I channel arcane energy into one simple martial weapon I'm holding. And oh wait, no, I just realized it has to be.
I think a hand crossbow is a simple weapon.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was classed as a range.
Let me just. I think simple weapons can be ranged.
Yeah. Okay, because I was thinking, oh yep, simple is hand, but then I actually just realized reading that aloud.
No, it's a martial weapon. Sorry.
Oh, it says simple or martial weapon.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay, I just thought it was like range. I don't know. Holding and choose one damage type, so it's either acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder until the spell ends, which is 1 hour. You deal an extra 1d6 of the damage chosen to any target you hit with the weapon. If the weapon isn't magical, it becomes magical. As a bonus action, you could change the damage you're choosing.
That's really cool.
That is awesome.
Cool. Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. So how it looks like almost like kind of like a scope, if you like, you know, gun, but it's just a scope, but it has all this blue sort of energy running through it. So I'm assuming that's where the electrum is when I reload it. And as I shoot, it sort of injects the magic in. So that's for the flavor.
That's really cool.
Okay. And
Science.
Science. And I've chosen poison damage.
Okay.
For lulz.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Let's go.
I think you're +1 because of your infusion.
Yep. Let's go. That is a 13.
Unfortunately, no.
It was so cool, but it looks cool though.
And it lasts for an hour.
That's for an hour. It's concentration also.
First 2 attacks didn't go through very well. Karen, you're up.
Karen would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Nice.
So one of her electrum fades away as she desperately tries to reason with these animals. She doesn't want there to be any more killing tonight, even though she knows there probably will be.
Okay.
And as she says, "Stop, please. We don't need to do this." The electrum fades into her, and it comes out as a bark.
So hellhounds are classified as fiends, but I'm going to say these two in particular were regular dogs that were then corrupted. So while I'm using the stat block for a hellhound, just so nobody freaking rule lawyers me in the comments, these are beasts that have been corrupted by hell energy.
Cool.
So you bark at them, and one of them turns around. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Actually, it can be persuasion or animal handling, your choice.
All right. It's gonna be persuasion. That is a 16.
So the dog that's not wrestling with Friskin kind of looks at you, and now I have to do a dog voice. Hang on.
Oh, Scooby-Doo!
This is master territory. You are not welcome here.
Hey, we are welcome here.
Then why the loud noises?
We don't know, but we're going to go and see if we can turn them off. Do you want to come with us?
Do you have meaty treats?
Do we have meaty treats? And she says, do we have meaty... Frankie, what's in your bag? Frankie might have some sandwiches.
Should I roll to see if I have meaty treats in my satchel?
Yeah, just roll me a d6 on an even number. You have meaty treats.
I've got a jelly candy.
No meaty treats.
No
What have you got?
I've got a jelly candy and an apple.
Okay. Roll me an animal handling check.
9.
Okay, no, that didn't work.
They don't want my candy.
Frankie, you have food, it's just not meat. You have gross old sandwich.
I have a gross old sandwich.
We can get you some meaty treats.
Where?
Well, we'll go to Master, and we'll bring out some treats. Also, there's some people back there who are currently meaty treats.
Meaty treats!
Yeah, go for it.
Roll me one more persuasion check.
Yep.
Come on.
That's a natural 20!
That's the best time you can do a natural 20. The dog turns and says, "Brother, meaty treats by the fountain." And the dog that's currently trying to eat Friskin's that sounds easier. And then they just both run off towards the fountain. And after about 20 seconds, you hear more screaming.
Oh, gosh. I'm still alive.
Oh my god.
Let's keep going!
Flinval will help offer a hand to Bexy.
Yeah, so Friskin smiles and stands up and says wow, that was impressive. I would not have thought they would respond to that kind of reasoning, but in we go.
You should eat grass more often, Karen.
Karen just looks at him wild-eyed and goes, in we go.
Friskin basically breaks into a four-legged sprint and goes up the main stairs, and then just basically goes into a kung fu kick just straight into the door. It just bursts open.
Hell
And
yes.
yeah, and so you guys gonna follow Friskin into the
Yes.
door?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ido, the guards are laying you down on a table and tying you down, putting your hands and ankles into bonds. You can see a man in a medical mask putting on gloves, and he's got a lab coat on, and he's kind of just preparing his very scary looking stabby doctor's tools that he has. How are you responding? You can't move, but what are you up to?
I'm hyperventilating.
Okay.
Can I ask that I have access to my foot?
Yeah, you have access to your foot.
Okay, so Ido did keep one piece of electrum in this show. So thank God. But now what does he use? I'm thinking that I would like to try. This is risky.
Go on, you can do it.
I will just do Firebolt. I'd need an electrum for that, eh?
You do need it's a cantrip. You need electrum on you, but it doesn't consume it. And you can like aim it out of your mouth, or you can have it come from your eyes, or like like a spot in between your horns, or like literally wherever you want it to come from. You can have it do that.
Sick. So is there just one person in the room with me?
There are 3 guards who were laying you, or 3 guys wearing armor who were laying you down, and 1 doctor who's not wearing armor and is at the moment walking towards you with a big syringe.
It's great that you can have cantrips at the moment because you've got a piece of electrum on you.
Okay, so question, would you let me use Firebolt 3 times, so on each guy?
You can use it once.
Okay. I'm going to use it on the dude with the syringe.
Cool, roll me an attack roll.
Okay.
A ranged spell attack.
I got 4.
Oh no!
Ido's canonically blind.
Where do you shoot it from?
My eyes, ironically enough.
Yeah, cool. So you sit up, you realize you basically this whole time you've been fiddling with the electrum in your shoe, and you finally get it in between 2 of your toes, and you grip it between your toes, and you go, shh, and a blast of fire shoots from your eyes. It narrowly misses the doctor and like goes past his head and like hits some cabinets and just like blows up a couple of cabinets. And the doctor is like, what the hell? Restrain him. And then another guard comes in and he's like, the boss is here. And everyone freezes and they're like, the boss is here? And one of them's like, what the fuck is the boss doing here? And he points at you and he's like, he wants to talk to this one. And the doctor looks at you and says, Great Wasteland Turtle, who are you?
Great Wasteland.
And a moment later, a barrel-chested, red-skinned tiefling in an expensive, smoky grey suit walks in, and he's got this air of arrogance to him, and he's got these huge twisting tiefling horns, really high ones. He's got a huge chin, and he walks in and he grabs you by the scruff and he pulls you up and he says, "What do you know about Master Spec?"
Wouldn't you like to know?
God, you teenager.
So with Firebolt, a flammable object hit by the smell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Would the cabinets be?
Okay, yeah, the cabinets were metal and there was glass inside them, so you broke some shit.
Singed.
But yeah, you definitely caused some damage, but no, you didn't light any fire.
Okay.
You definitely caused some property damage. When you do that, answer back, dude just headbutts you. He's just and
Okay.
just straight up headbutts you.
Well, I guess I'm knocked out.
No, you're not knocked out. You're fine. And he's like, "What do you know about Master Spec?"
What do I know about Master Spec?
You tell me.
Okay. Well, can I roll performance to lie?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So 9.
Yeah. You're stumped.
Yeah.
You have no idea. This you're about to have your eyes removed, and this mafia boss looking dude just storms in and grabs you and starts shouting at you, and he's like, "That bastard ripped off my Electrum heist right out from under me. You, Grey Bazelbian, file down horns, you were ripping off my gold heist in the sewers, and now one of his guys is breaking down my door right as we bring you in." And he reaches into his back pocket and he pulls out a rolled up piece of paper and he hurriedly unravels it, and it's that same type of weird parchment with the glowing writing, and you can see the word Zone of Truth at the top of it. Ooh. And he pulls out 2 Electrum pieces and he smashes them together, and he's says Zone of Truth, and the mixture of the Electrum going off and the scroll just burning as it is consumed, the blue light and the orange light come together and make this odd brown light that comes from it. I want you to roll a charisma saving throw.
12?
Now, tell me, boy, what do you know about Master Spec? You have to tell the truth.
I know nothing, okay? Who even is this guy?
He seems so confused, and he lets go of your scruff, and he looks around and he's like, "Fine, take his eyes. We need to amp up production now. I won't have that bastard spec prevent me from getting my fucking scroll.
As he's saying that, I'm like, don't take my eyes, please. I've never even seen boobs before. I've told everyone I have, but I haven't.
And the doctor is like, yes, Mr. Marvelous, but I'm going to need to create fresh tools because he used magic. He's already gone. Like, Marvelous is already gone. He's just like stormed out of the room, and the doctor's like frantically running around. Like when you blasted the cabinet, like you tipped over his tools, and like he seems really like real nervous, and he's like running around like trying to like kind of scramble to get his setup going again. And the guards are like, what the hell was that? Up in the mansion, you are following Friskin's nose. He's using his sense of smell. First you think that he's just being a hungus because he leads you into the kitchen and opens the fridge. But then there's actually like a secret passage, like the fridge is just a hidden door, which then leads into like a rock cavern down into the ground. And you guys are currently fighting a bunch of guards. You're fighting about 4 dudes in armor who all have like swords, and these guys seem a little bit more dangerous than the guys you met outside. Just everybody just roll me initiative real quick.
I got an unnatural 20.
An 18.
Frankie got a 14.
So you guys are kind of fighting on like a flight of stairs that are going down, and there are 4 men in the way. One of them has a morning star, one of them has a sword, one of them has a hammer, and one of them has a spear. First up is Flynn.
Okay. How close am I? Can I touch these guys?
Yeah.
So if I turn, who's directly behind me?
Frankie.
Okay, cool. So I'm like, this is a crap situation, but I love what you do with your artificer tools. Like, can you like smash these fellas for us? Smash these fellas for us.
This is very Kiwi, okay?
Yeah. Can you smash them? We've got this.
I'll fucking smash him, cuz.
One
You
out.
take that guy, I'll take that guy, we'll be done. Like, over, like, boosting confidence. And I just take my sword and I just slash across the knees that I can see.
Cool. Alright, roll me an attack roll. You actually above them, so like you have height advantage on them, so
You have the high ground.
you would probably be around their faces or around their necks.
So
or
it's like
whatever.
your necks, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Something squishy. So 16 to hit.
Yeah, cool, it hits.
Cool.
Awesome.
Roll me damage.
Ooh, 8.
Yeah, cool. So you hit the first one for 8 damage.
Cool.
We're gonna blast through these. Karen, you're next.
I want to push him down the stairs.
Cool. Okay, roll me a strength check.
Oh, that is a nat 1.
There's people behind him, so you do shove him, but like he's just caught by the people behind him. Guard 1 is going to swing his morning star at Flynn. It hits, doing 9 damage.
Thanks. What's 32 take away 9?
So this guy's just like swinging his thing around. It just swings it. It just catches you with its morning star. That really hurt. Frankie.
Frankie is going to, I guess it's a bonus action, drop the arcane weapon. And then he's going to stick out his thing. And what's he doing? And he's going to go, pa-cha! And it's going to squirt out. He's casting the grease spell.
He's casting the grease spell.
Yeah.
What does that do?
He's got like a grease mechanism on his wrist.
Yeah, so on the wrist he has like, it's the same sort of wrist that has like his tools and stuff. So it's like a Swiss Army wrist thing. So it has his tools and a few vials of different spells. In this case, it's just going to be grease.
I realize we haven't mentioned him for a while, but is Hans with you?
No, Hans, I didn't want to bring Hans to the party because people ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But Hans isn't with them.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
Yeah. So slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns it into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in the area must succeed a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn must also do a saving throw.
Cool. And what happens if they fail the saving throw?
They fall prone.
Cool.
So I'm assuming that because they're on the stairs and it's slippery, they just...
Yeah, cool. So all 4 of them failed their saving throws.
Oh my god.
So I'm just gonna roll some stairs damage real quick.
Stairs.
Okay, first one takes 6 because he fell first and the other ones landed on him.
Oh.
Second one takes 2. Third one takes 3. Last one takes 4, and they're all prone.
Nice.
Nice.
Friskin takes advantage of this. Very nice turn, by the way, Frankie.
Yeah.
Friskin takes advantage of this and like leaps over the grease and like prepares like a martial arts double punch and just like lands and just punches clean through one of their armor, doing 10 damage, and that dude is just out. He just like punches straight through this guy's chest armor and just like hits, and the guy shudders like a person being shocked by a defibrillator.
Oh, for Idopher.
Guard 2 tries to stand up. So what happens if they have to walk back through the grease? They have to do another saving throw, and then he falls straight back down. Guard 3 stands up and then tries to get through the grease. He does succeed. He walks through the grease and he's going to hit Frankie with his hammer.
Is he going past Karen? Can I do an opportunity attack?
You guys are kind of all packed into the stairs together.
Sure.
So he wouldn't have to go past you. He just kind of be in front of all of you.
Okay, cool.
So Frankie, what's your AC?
14.
Cool. He does hit you. And he does 4 damage with his like big hammer that he has. Guard 4 successfully stands up and fails the saving throw and falls prone again. He was the one with the spear. You're up, Ido.
Yeah.
You have access to Electrum.
Don't let them take your eyes.
2 of the 4 guards that were in the room with you have left. And you don't know this, but they're currently fighting the rest of the party. So there's only 2 guards left in the room with you. And the doctor is frantically running around trying to like find sterile tools or create sterile tools because you really messed up his like area with that firebolt. What are you going to do?
Is it possible that I would be able to bit further enough for it to land in his area to unsterilize any tools that were there?
You could spit into an invisible mage hand and then rub that on stuff.
I could do better things with Mage Hand.
You do have access to Mage Hand, you've got access to cantrips, and if you want to use a level 1 spell, you can, but that's your only Electrum piece that you have.
Okay.
Don't you have Thaumaturgy? You're a
I do,
tiefling,
yeah.
so that's a pretty spooky spell.
Yeah, what I might do is be like, hey, like, because can we hear the ruffle? And
There's some kind of commotion coming from, like, it's in a cave system, so it's like echoing down towards you, and while these guys aren't being like, hello, it's me, Flynn, I am fighting, like, there's clearly, like, you got told that, like, someone's busted into the house, you don't know it's Friskin, but someone busted into the front door, and that, you know, that Marvelous is dealing with something, but you don't know who.
Okay.
You just know that there's some kind of commotion happening in another room, and the 2 guards that are there are like by the door rather than like guarding you specifically.
Okay. Hey, guys, like, what's that commotion going on outside?
Shut up, prisoner.
No! What is the commotion?
Okay. They look at you, and then the doctor's like, can you please gag this one? And one of them walks over and ties a handkerchief around your mouth, gagging you. He rolled a natural 20 on like figuring out what to do, so he just gagged you.
Okay, in that case, I'm like, and I wrestle this Electrum between my toes again, and I'm gonna, 1 second.
You're gonna have to look up what spells have verbal components.
Yeah.
I think Mage Hand doesn't.
It does.
Yeah. In fact, all my cantrips do.
Oh no!
Oh no.
And all my spells. Okay, well, I guess I'll just deal with the fact I'm gonna have no eyes.
Struggle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna struggle real hard. I've made some choices here and I don't like them.
What choices?
Well, first off, the choice to yell and then get gagged.
That was the main choice.
Can I just try, like, roll to try and use my mouth and jaw and stuff to get the gag out?
Sure, yeah, roll me a dexterity check.
Have you seen people with like duct tape on their mouth and they're just like,
Suck it in.
Okay. For the time being, you are incapacitated.
But I'm struggling really bad.
back out to the fight on the stairs. Y'all have the advantage, like they've fallen over and they're covered in grease a lot, and Friskin has now taken out another one of them. There's really only one left. Who would like to give him a final blow?
Unless anybody else wants to, I can punch him.
Just punch him.
Okay, I activate the Ring of the Ram, and I give him a big punch right in stomach.
Roll me an attack roll.
Absolutely. That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll me double damage. He's gonna go so far flying back.
He is.
His guts will anyway.
So that is. So that's 4d12 damage. 18 damage and 18 feet.
Cool. So he flies back down the stairs and because this is stairs, he continues rolling, and he kind of rolls and smashes through a door that is at the bottom of the stairs, and that guy's out. Friskin is just finishing up tiger biting the third guy's neck, just ripping his throat out, and kind of looks up and he's got blood dripping and he's like, "Oh man, that was a nice one. I like you guys."
That was the grass. And she's going to carefully try and pick her way through the grease.
Cool. Roll me a dexterity check.
Yep.
You guys too, unless you have a way of. Can you? Are you allowed to release the grease? Can you? Does it
Release
dissolve
the
after a certain amount of time? Or?
I think I was standing above the grease though.
Yeah, you need to go through it to get down.
I mean, it says it lasts 1 minute, but it doesn't say that it dissipates.
Well, I mean, if the spell lasts 1 minute, I would say it would dissolve after 1 minute. So you guys can just go straight through.
Okay,
Can I roll acrobatics to jump over?
There's no need.
No, it only lasts a
The
minute.
grease dissolve.
Oh.
You can, but also if you fail, then you may fall downstairs, and I just don't want to add that complication.
No,
right
that's
now.
I feel like Frank would pull out that Handy Andy, that orange spray, and just spray to grease her. Sorry guys.
That's very good. I like that a lot. He's got grease and he's also got a degreaser. He's like, "Don't worry, guys."
Don't worry.
It's in case you spill it yourself, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'd like to just kind of run down and run through the door that guy has bust through.
Cool. It is a armor station. There's guards uniforms and armor and stuff in there.
Frankie would start probably yelling.
Are there any doors through the guard station?
So it goes two ways.
Okay.
One way you can hear crying and moaning, and the other way you can smell burning, but also kind of that sterile medical smell.
Can I see anything around that looks like Idopher's, in the room,
Yeah, you can see his belt, that black and white studded belt that he was wearing.
So I rummage around and give it anything I can see of his, and he's here somewhere, picking up his shit.
Can I make an intelligence roll for which way to go? That's an 11. Yeah.
Choose a way, I guess.
There is left smells sterile, right sounds depressing.
Okay.
Could realistically be either way.
Yeah, I really don't want to meta this. Karen's just gonna yell, "Idopher!"
Idopher, roll me a perception check.
Frankie was also yelling.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have advantage because there are two of them.
I'm doing the worst rolls. Jesus. That's not much better. 8.
You hear a noise. It's kind of hard to tell what it was because there is ringing in your ears from the headbutt, and you are straight up having a panic attack right now. The doctor seems to have gotten his tray of shit ready and is now reapproaching you with another big syringe. Back to you guys.
Okay, let's split up. 2 of us down one, 2 of us down the other.
I'll take the moaning door.
Of course.
Okay, I'll go down the other one.
I want to go with you.
Okay.
Because if it's sad, then Frankie's just gonna
Does
cry.
Friskin have any?
Could be either. Tieflings both ways.
Okay. You go with Flynn.
Okay, cool. So Flynn and Friskin, you guys go right, and you run a little way, and then you find yourselves facing down more guards, and it looks like a couple of jail cells built into the tunnels that appear to have quite a lot of imprisoned tieflings in them. Karen and Frankie, you guys go the other way, and you burst into the door, and you find 2 guards facing you down, and on the other side of the 2 guards, you see Idopher strapped to a table, and a human doctor, like, kind of looking at you weird, holding a big syringe.
You leave my friend alone.
Can we
Can we do something?
Can we do something? Can we sneak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Attack
Go
of
ahead.
opportunity?
No, the guards were facing you, and we're facing the door, ready
Okay.
for people to come in. But you can have one action each before I roll initiative.
My action is to summon my axe and pop rage.
Cool.
My action is to just shoot blindly.
Not blindly.
Okay, cool. Roll me an attack roll. Roll me a d20.
I rolled a 13.
Okay. I also rolled a 13.
Oh no.
Somehow, the fact that we both rolled the same number on the dice means that you shoot wildly and you hit the glass portion of the big syringe.
Yes.
That was, if anyone was wondering, I was planning that. I thought, the further away I roll from what Frankie rolls would be, he would just, shoot the fire or something, but he didn't. We rolled the exact same thing. That was planned.
100%.
That doctor is like, oh, for fuck, get him! You guys have found Idopher in this, underground medical facility where there's, stacks of eyes and jars, and there's, a big, tunnel leading to an enormous furnace, further down. Flinvi, you and Friskin are, dealing with more guards, and there's just, lots of, sick tiefling prisoners here. And then echoing through the tunnels, you hear a voice. You have treaded on Marvelous's lands, and now I am going to show you what power really is. Oh, hello. It looks like they are gone. Good for you. It is I, Friskin Longclaw, and I have a very important public service announcement. Did you know that you can spy on your friends and loved ones by acting like you're asleep? Works every time. Thanks for listening to the show, and have a nice day.